Right now, your cat understands your voice more deeply than you understand theirs. Not just the sound of it, but the feeling behind it. Every small shift in tone, every repeated word that gains meaning over time, every breath that carries emotion before you even finish speaking, your cat is picking up on all of it. What's actually happening inside their brain when you talk to them is something most cat owners never realize until now. 1. The part of their brain that responds only to you. You walk into a room and casually say your cat's name. Nothing dramatic, just the familiar way you always say it. Somewhere, even if they're across the house, something activates in their brain before they even decide whether to respond. Researchers have found that cats can reliably distinguish their owner's voice from a stranger's, but the most fascinating part isn't recognition, it's what happens after. When your voice reaches your cat's auditory cortex, it activates reward pathways in their brain. The exact same words spoken in the same tone by a stranger simply don't trigger that response. To your cat's brain, your voice is special. Even more interesting, cats have something called cocktail party processing. In a noisy environment, their brain filters out everything else just to focus on your voice. They're not just hearing you, they're actively searching for you in the noise. And here's the detail that stands out the most. Your cat processes the emotion in your voice before fully processing the words. They can tell if you're stressed, happy, or upset before you even finish your sentence. So if your cat has ever reacted more to how you said something than what you said, you weren't imagining it. That's exactly how their brain works. 2. They know their name and much more. Think about when someone calls your name in a crowded place. You turn instinctively. Your cat experiences something similar every day. Research from the University of Tokyo confirmed that cats can clearly distinguish their own name from similar-sounding words. Even when strangers say those words, cats show subtle but consistent reactions only to their actual name. A flick of the ear, a slight head turn, a shift in attention. But here's what's even more surprising. In multi-cat homes, cats learn the names of the other cats too. When one cat's name is called, others often look toward that specific cat. They're not just listening for themselves, they're building a social map of their environment. Depending on how much you talk to them, your cat may understand anywhere from 20 to a few hundred words, not in a trained, obedient way like dogs, but in a deeply personal, contextual way. They learn your words, your patterns, your tone. In a sense, your cat has built a custom language around you. 3. That baby voice actually works. You know, that soft, high-pitched voice you use with your cat, the one you'd never use around other people. It turns out it has a name, cat-directed speech. Researchers in France found that cats respond far more strongly to this tone than to normal adult speech. Their attention increases, their body language changes, and they become more engaged. But here's the key detail. It only works when you do it. If a stranger uses the same tone, cats barely react. Their brain filters it out because it doesn't come from someone they trust. Neurologically, that higher pitch activates ancient bonding systems in the brain, the same ones kittens use with their mothers. So that silly voice isn't silly at all. It's your cat hearing, "This person is safe. This person is mine." 4. Your emotions travel through your voice. You might be able to hide your feelings from other people, but your cat can still hear them. Cats are highly sensitive to subtle changes in vocal tone, the tiny shifts that happen when you're stressed, sad, or anxious. These changes might go unnoticed by humans, but to your cat, they're clear signals. When you're anxious, your cat's brain responds by activating emotional centers like the amygdala. In simple terms, your stress can become their stress. This is why cats often come sit near you during difficult moments, even when you didn't call them. But it works both ways. When you speak with genuine warmth or happiness, your cat's brain releases oxytocin, the same bonding hormone involved in maternal attachment. And here's something powerful. Emotionally meaningful moments stick. Cats remember emotionally charged interactions longer than neutral ones. They may not understand every word, but they feel every emotion. 5. The morning connection ritual. There's a unique moment each day that matters more than you think. The first time you speak to your cat after being apart. After hours of separation, your cat's brain becomes more sensitive to your voice. Studies show their response is significantly stronger after even a few hours apart. Your sleepy good morning voice carries more weight than any other conversation that day. In the wild, vocalizing after reunion helps animals re-establish connection and safety. Your cat still carries that instinct. So when you greet them in the morning, even casually, you're doing something deeply meaningful. You're reminding them they're safe, and you're still there. 6. Questions change the interaction. There's a subtle but powerful difference between making statements and asking questions. Cats respond differently to the upward tone of a question. That slight rise at the end of your sentence signals engagement. Research suggests cats pay more attention when you ask questions because their brain interprets it as an invitation to interact. Asking, "Are you hungry?" feels different to them than "It's dinner time." Over time, cats exposed to more questions tend to become more vocal and expressive. You're not just talking to them, you're creating a back and forth dynamic. Even if they don't always answer, the act of asking tells them you matter in this moment. 7. Your voice is their safest sound. The final and most important discovery is this: your voice doesn't just communicate with your cat, it regulates them. Studies show that hearing their owner's voice can lower a cat's heart rate, reduce stress hormones, and even support immune function. Just a few minutes of calm, gentle talking can have a measurable calming effect. For anxious cats, this kind of interaction can be more effective than other interventions. Every small moment, talking while making coffee, greeting them in passing, speaking softly before bed, it all adds up. To your cat, your voice is more than sound. It's safety, it's comfort, it's stability in a world they don't fully understand. Not every cat shows affection the same way. Some are distant, some take time, some never become overly cuddly. But the science remains the same. When you speak to your cat with love, their brain recognizes it as love every single time. So keep talking to them, even when they pretend not to listen.